I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. If I am cast aside by the president and the MAGA political machine and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class that can never ever relate to real Americans, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well. I'll be resigning from office with my last day being January 5th, 2026, and I look forward to seeing many of you again sometime in the future. May God bless you all, and may God bless America.
Breaking news, Marjorie Taylor Greene says she's resigning from Congress, stepping down effective January 5th.
Wow.
She just had this huge fight with Donald Trump. I don't know why in the world she's doing that. The story just broke. She was finally having a positive impact in Congress on the Epstein files, on questioning Israel's funding, on now actually she joined Ro Khanna's bill and others' bill to lower drug prices. She had begun finally to do some amazing work. I don't know why in the world she's resigning. I don't know if it's, look, here are some possibilities right off the top of my head as the story's breaking live. Maybe to run for a bigger seat. That's, I suppose, possible, but there was talks of her running for Senate or for governor, and that didn't come to fruition earlier. I don't know if things have changed. It's not impossible for her to have been bullied out. Maybe they found something on her. I don't know. I think given Marjorie Taylor Greene's temperament, that's less likely, right? And it's possible that she's going to go do media or do something that is related to politics, but not actually in Congress. And part of the reason might be, again, this is all speculation since the story's breaking right now. It's possible that she thinks Congress is useless. We can't get anything done here. All these other guys are totally corrupt. Every time you go to do any bill, like the one I was talking about, lowering drug prices, that's actually Donald Trump's executive order that Ro Khanna just turned into a bill so that it could be more effective. So now everybody should join that bill. She joined it, but we can't get the Democrats to join other than Ro Khanna because they say, oh, well, it's not a perfect bill. It doesn't take the disabilities into account. It's Trump's executive order. But wait, it's your policy. It's Democratic policy to have most favored nation status. So we're not paying any more than the Germans, the French, the Canadians, the Japanese, etc., for the same exact drugs where the drug companies still make a ton of profit. Democrats are like, no, we're not going to join. The Republicans, it's a Trump executive order, and only 4 or 5 of them have joined. Why? Because almost all of Congress is corrupt and they work for the drug companies. They're lying, they're all liars. So whenever you give them something that's a layup, paid family leave sits at 84% popularity. Give moms 12 weeks off after they have a baby. They're like, no, we're never gonna vote on it. We're never gonna vote yes. We don't care if it's 84%, 94%, or 104% of the American people. We work for the donor class. So maybe she got frustrated and left because of that. I don't know. Maybe she got frustrated because of the Donald Trump fight. Or maybe she thought she was gonna lose her primary, but that would be very, very surprising. She usually likes the fight, and I don't think she was gonna. I don't think there was, in fact, we had a story planned today where a couple of outlets went and talked to people in her district, and they're like, no, we're definitely sticking with Marjorie Taylor Greene. And so this is a very puzzling, very surprising move. Perhaps she'll soon explain why she did it. But for now, we know that Marjorie Taylor Greene leaving Congress on January 5th. I'm super disappointed by it. If you're a populist, look, I'm on the left, and I disagree with a lot of things that Marjorie Taylor Greene is in favor of. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, she said we should do a national divorce. No, we shouldn't do that at all. That's a terrible idea, right? And I can list many other things that I vehemently disagree with her on, right? But at least she was populist and she was honest. She was honest on the things we agreed on. She was also honest on the things we disagreed on. She didn't hide any of her feelings. I'll take an honest congressman over a corrupt, dishonest one any day, and 95% of them are corrupt and dishonest. So anytime anybody that's actual populist leaves, to me, it's devastating. I think it's terrible. You got to stay and fight. I don't know if she'll change her mind or not, but it doesn't look like it. But if you guys, especially if you're a right-wing populist and you like Marjorie Taylor Greene, try to talk her out of it. There's Massey and Greene on the right, there's Ro Khanna on the left. And together, the three of them just defeated the other 532 people in Congress and got the Epstein files released. Now we're down to two of them? No, go back in the ring. We need you in the ring. Even on so what, I disagree with you on a bunch of stuff, on the majority of stuff. At least you were being honest. At least you were being populist and uniting on the things we agree on. So look, if you had told me this a year ago, I would have had the exact opposite reaction. I would have been ecstatic that Marjorie Taylor Greene's leaving. But she just made the turn to actually uniting and being a true populist and fighting for things that we care about, lower drug prices, and yes, American sovereignty and protecting American voters and American citizens. This is the worst time to leave. So, all right, but that's the news, and obviously we'll give you updates when we have it.
Through it all, I never changed or went back on my campaign promises and only disagreed in a few areas, like my stance against H-1Bs replacing American jobs, AI state moratoriums, debt for life 50-year mortgage scams, standing strongly against all involvement in foreign wars, and demanding the release of the Epstein files. Other than that, my voting record has been solidly with my party and the president. Loyalty should be a two-way street, and we should be able to vote our conscience and represent our district's interests because our job title is literally representative. America first should mean America first and only Americans first, with no other foreign country ever being attached to America first in our halls of government. Standing up for American women who were raped at 14 years old, trafficked and used by rich, powerful men should not result in me being called a traitor and threatened by the President of the United States, whom I fought for.